So with it?
What's up?
Nothing much. Introduce yourself. Let people know who you are.
I am one and only Torrie, serial entrepreneur, model / chef / yogi, content creator.
Say a jack of all trades, a woman who wears many hats.
Yes.
How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. Looking good. Tasting better.
Well, I start off by saying I appreciate you for coming out to take the time to sit down with me.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I guess we'll just start off getting to know you a little bit better. What part of St. Louis did you come up in?
Like where I'm from, like where I grew up at.
What hood you from?
No, what hood I'm from?
What part of St. Louis did you grow up in? Like north, south, west?
I grew up on the north side, and then we moved to Ferguson, Florissant in the county. So I spent a lot of my elementary, middle school days in Ferguson, Florissant.
Yes.
Yeah.
So did you grow up in the county or the city? Like, yeah, or you probably had
It was like a mixture, honestly, because we lived on the north side, then we moved to the county, and then yeah, it was like a mixture.
Now, probably to the world, a lot of people probably look at St. Louis as more of a dangerous, ratchet city. But from your perspective, how would you describe it growing up here?
Ooh, growing up, I was heavily involved, with the community. So, doing give backs during Christmas and Thanksgiving, sports, heavily involved in school, class president, cheerleading captain, more so just in my creative bag, even as an adolescent.
You probably was already, like you said, you was ahead of your time back then.
Yes, I was.
It was something that you kind of naturally, I guess, was gifted in a sense.
Yeah, because it just kind of happened. Like, I did cheerleading for U City at the age of 5. And then from there, I cheerlead for Matthew Dickey's. And then when I got in high school, I continued to cheerlead and just kind of be super involved in school. So
basically, you always had like a voice, like you always had like a leadership position in a sense, like you said, being the head cheerleader, being even like the class president at that time in high school. You graduated from North County Tech.
Yep. Top of my class, top 10.
And you went on to go to MSU.
Yep, I went to Missouri State for a couple years. Then I was in a really bad accident, so I took a break on school, just more so focusing on my health and just getting back on track with life from the accident. Then I transferred to UMSL.
I seen interview, like a magazine interview you did, where you said like during that time, I guess that the accident happened, it kind of sent you in a funk at that point in your life.
Yes, it did.
And I would see just from what I briefly know about you, and what you present online, it's like you're more of a headstrong person, kind of goal driven, and just kind of from what I read, I guess you kind of felt like you, I would assume, stuck at that point, didn't know what to do at that time in your life.
Yeah, because I really couldn't do much. I was on crutches. Then I was moving around in a wheelchair, so I definitely felt stagnant, which is where Get in Motion, my nonprofit organization, plays a huge role from feeling stagnant to actually getting in motion and actually being able to get back into my creativeness, get back into school, just doing the things that I love.
Like you said, that was what got you into meditation and yoga?
Yeah, because I was just trying to find myself. And so I turned to yoga, more so just grounding myself and trying to find myself, get back into my creative self. After dropping out of school and just kind of going through that phase of feeling like, damn, my plan's not going how I needed them to go. So I definitely felt at a standstill.
And then, like you said, you went on to go to UMSL. Where did you major in?
Criminal justice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I have a minor in child family development.
Do you still, I guess, utilize those degrees or pursuing that path in a sense?
So I do not. I lost my passion for it like the last year, going into graduation. I lost my passion for it. But I've been thinking about going back to school and kind of doing something in the criminal justice area. I'm just not sure what.
I feel like even though, like you said, like you kind of gave up on it, like certain skills that you probably learned during that college, I guess taking up those courses, you probably can utilize with what you're doing right now.
For sure.
For instance, I know you, which we will get into a little bit more later, but what you get into modeling, I guess kind of based on prior experiences through life and probably more experiences, throughout your modeling career, I guess highlighted you to host like your recent event with the colorism and mental healing thing, like just for even dressing like issues like with colorism. I feel like just not necessarily like criminal justice in a sense, but fighting for I guess darker skinned women in a sense.
So in college, I was with a organization, a women empowerment organization called Sister Circle. And I feel like that's where I built like a lot of my confidence for speaking up, about things that really matter to me. Colorism is definitely one of them. But I played many roles on the organization. I was a member. I sat as secretary. I sat as public relations and then eventually president of the organization. So I was able to just kind of get a feel of every position and also just like meeting people in different energies, different attitudes. So that helped me a lot with just where I am today, honestly. Like being able to speak up about things that I'm so passionate about. Colorism being a number one on my list because I grew up as a dark-skinned woman, being, talked about. It just made me want to be an advocate for other women, but just women of color, period. Just letting them know you can be beautiful, you can be successful and empowering to others, and be a model and embrace it.
Have you personally experienced something like that, like where you, like for instance, in your modeling career, where you feel like it hindered you from, I guess, passing an audition for a show or something like that? Or somebody that chose a lighter model versus you?
I've never experienced it. I do feel like it was shows that I applied for that I did get rejected, from, and I took it as a sign that God doesn't want me to be there. So I started creating my own opportunities. That's where breaking the silence to colorism plays a big role with me creating opportunities for other models as well.
What about, for instance, like with like the natural look? I know you got your hair with kind of lock style, but even with things like that, like especially in a world where where like the BBL or like the I guess the not against anybody who kind of do those things, but in a world we live in where you can kind of configure your look to certain things and people be more drawn to that's kind of like the image that's being portrayed out now. Do you feel like you deal with issues like that?
Honestly, I don't. Like, I embrace like being me. I embrace just being an individual and pushing others to embrace themselves. Like, I feel like we are all different for a reason, and we should embrace that. We shouldn't try to look like nobody. If you feel the need to enhance, whatever you need for you, do that for you, not for nobody else. Me, on the other hand, I've always, loved my natural. I used to have a big old fro before I locked my hair up, and then I went through a phase of cutting it off and letting it grow back. So, I never really let my hair define me because I'm always switching it up, just trying new things, being creative.
I wouldn't necessarily saying basically towards you personally, but I'm saying like when it comes to like, I guess, certain shows or certain events, how that has affected you. Like where they wanted you to look a certain look versus how you come.
No. So I just, let's see, I'm 6 months in with my locks. So I started modeling in 2020. I was able to be very versatile with my hair up until about 6 months ago. And I've never really had a problem. I've been invited to shows and shoots, and they pretty much just want my hair in a certain, like, not even in a certain style, but like just a fresh retwist. They don't really care about if it's a wig or if it's straightened or, yeah, I've never experienced it. So.
Like you said, you've been modeling since what,
2020.
5 years at this point.
Yeah.
How was your first introduction again? Like, what made you want to, I guess, get into the modeling field?
So, my first fashion show was in 2013 in high school. And that's when I like first saw myself on the runway. I got the pictures back and I was super excited. And I'm like, man, I look good. Like, I should probably, like really try to do this. But I was about to go off to school, so I wasn't really taking it serious. And then as the years went on, I'm like, man, I really want to step into this and, see where it takes me. And so I did my first show, what was that, in 2021? And I did really good. I got a lot of compliments, and a lot of people thought I had been modeling. But like I said, my first show was in 2013, and that was really all I did until 2021 with my first show. My first shoot was in 2020, though. I didn't hit the runway till 2021. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah.
And just from what I see, from me personally, I have never been to a modeling show. I have covered, I think, one of the shows you've been to with name Q. I know his name Q. With the Gold Boy.
Oh, yeah, the Shop Ambition. Yep. That was one of my first shows as well during that 2021, that year.
Yeah, I know he does a lot of shows throughout the city, but even like with the STL Black Fashion Week, like I just see from my point of view, I would have thought that you've been modeling for a while just from your work ethic. I see you everywhere at the end of the day.
One thing about it, I'm super determined. So if I find something that I'm passionate about, I'm gonna try to do it perfectly. From cooking to hair to modeling, I'm gonna try to. I'm a perfectionist, so I'm gonna try to make sure it's to the T, crisp.
Did you take any class or anything, or just something?
No. I sit in the mirror and find my angles, find what looks good on me. Clothes as well. Certain things won't look right in placements, so I'll sit and just take the time to learn myself. You know what I'm saying? Learn my body angles, learn certain directions, learn certain lighting.
Now, St. Louis doesn't have like a real big market for like modeling, music, entertainment in the whole. How, from your experience here, like how's the industry here in St. Louis as far as like the fashion industry?
It really depends on who you like kind of come in contact with, because I've met people who are just as driven as me. And then I've met people who really don't have the passion for it. It's just something to do to them. So I feel like it really depends on who you really rub elbows with. Like, yeah. you'll get a different perspective from different people. So.
And I know somebody that you kind of met, along the journey was Savvy.
Yep, Savvy. That's my girl.
Which we kind of met, which we just jump into that. So that you started like during, I guess, the pandemic, kind of beginning of your modeling career with Tease Streets.
Tease Streets, yes, that's my catering company. I do catering, meal prep. Yeah, I do a lot.
I'm saying that's essentially how you and her became, like, I guess, business partnership and friendship.
Yes. I saw that she was looking for someone to cater her event. She was doing like a model refresh event. So I reached out to her. We sat down, did a consultation. She loved the food, and we've been locked in since. I attended her event, I catered the event, and I also modeled in the event as well. And then, we've been locked in ever since. I catered her events. She just did an event with the selfie room not too long ago. I catered that event. We've been locked in since.
Yeah, I even got the podcast going on.
Yep, Power Talk Worldwide. We did start that. We be doing a lot. We be doing a lot.
I feel like all of that kind of ties in, which we'll pick back on with the Tease Streets, but with the Get in Motion, with the yoga, the mental health. What was it that made you, I guess, start to advocate for that? That's something that not big in our community.
Yeah. So back when the pandemic, hit, I feel like a lot of people were kind of trying to figure out what was next. I got laid off, so I was like, damn, like, okay, you know what I'm gonna do next. Like, that's when Tease Streets came about. Get in Motion was in the picture, but it wasn't on paper. It wasn't locked in. It was just kind of in my notebook. And I was dealing with, some mental issues. I had friends that was dealing with, mental issues, just trying to figure out, where they financially, where they was going to be, and what was their next move. And that's when I came up with Get in Motion, motivating others to take charge of nourishing themselves, where we focus on mental healing, financial literacy, and self-care. I feel like without those three, yeah, you really can't get anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Your mental, that's everything. And then you got your financial literacy, that's your wants and needs. And your self-care, taking care of you, pouring into you, making sure, you checking with yourself first before even trying to pour energy into other people. Like, making sure that you're good.
Self-care, that's something that's big. I think that's the key foundation of everything when it comes to finances, physical well-being, everything. Just that self-care. You can't show real love without loving yourself.
I agree 100%.
I would say for those times, especially like you being a model, like a serial entrepreneur, as you said, with those moments when you feel overwhelmed and or you're not feeling your best, how do you, I guess, bounce back? What do you do?
I take time for me. I shut the phone off. I'll do my yoga, do a little self-care day, maybe get a room, where I'm just journaling and just pouring into myself. I'm not taking no calls. I just have to sit with myself, reground myself, because you can't pour from an empty cup. Like, it's impossible.
Your recent events you had with the colorism and the mental healing, how was it? How was the feedback from it?
It was amazing. It was amazing. We had a lot of models that attended. I didn't expect, like, the outcome that it did. I didn't expect it at all. So I was really surprised. A lot of people was like, so when the next event? And I'm just like, oh, so y'all liked it. Okay. I'm glad y'all liked it. We had K Money the poet. She came and did an awesome piece. India and Tika, they did amazing with the pictures and the interview. And the documentary turned out amazing. I'm still working on that as well. So I'm excited to get that out to the world so everybody can really see what I'm doing. But yeah, it turned out really good. I was surprised, honestly.
When is the next event? Like they said, when is the next event?
Oh, that's a good question. Listen, follow at One and Only Torrie. And yeah, I'm gonna drop some gems soon.
Well, before we get up out of here, we had tap into the Tease Streets, which I kind of breezed across a little bit. So, how you feel about Kaya taking over the internet?
You said what?
How you feel about cooking with Kaya taking over the internet?
You know what? I tell all my girls, y'all get y'all monies, get y'all exposure. You know what I'm saying? If her food good, hey, keep doing you, boo. Keep doing you. You know what I'm saying? Because certain people have different audience that they cater to. So, hey, do you, boo? Keep going.
Well, how can they book you in case they want to, I guess, reach out to you for catering?
They can follow me at STL Tease Treats, and from there you can book an email or DM or text. Whichever is best, best for communication. But yeah, STLT Streets on Instagram.
You got any last shout outs you think before we get about it?
Any shout outs? I don't have any shout outs. I'm just thankful. I'm thankful to be here. I'm thankful to be able to spread, all the gems that I have. And y'all make sure y'all follow those pages at STLT Streets and at One and Only Torrie. I'll be dropping all gems. Also, at GetInMotion.org for mental health events. I'll be dropping some soon.
I can give you a chance to drop some gems right now. You had a young woman watching this right now who, is maybe going through a difficult time. What advice would you share with her?
I would tell her it's not gonna last forever, and to keep going, even when it looks impossible. Keep going because it's going to work out. And you might have a plan, but God's plan is always better.